All right. We're back. We are back. Okay, cool. Just waiting for this to charge. Okay, lots and lots of news today, which is good in the boxing world. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear that kind of stuff. We want to hear about fights. So yeah, I'll be waiting my other fellow co-hosts to hop in. But in the meantime, I'm gonna quickly address um, Sky Sports. They actually did a good job. They were what do you call it? Pretty much just promoting the fights that were coming up the schedule. Um, and it's good. We got clarity on that at least. And we knew White Paveka was coming up. We got Wardley, Molina, um, a couple other fights. So that's a good thing. Well, right in time. What's up?
Hello, hello, hello.
You got a UK accent going on there. Yeah, salute, Mike. Oh man, yeah. So Hearns obviously announced the fights. I mean, nothing we already knew that. Um, oh yeah, let's check the chat.
I wanted to jump on to Michael's last night, but I was kind of busy. I was just in the chat.
Yeah, I was on Black Star and then I was on Underrated Darkness.
But what's all this today with the mediation and going for Martin? I like Martin as a person and as a fighter. Believe it or not, he's just a funny character to me. Would I
Don't
pick
worry, we'll get
him
to
versus
that.
Wilder? No. Do I want him versus Wilder? No. Do I want Wilder versus anybody else except for Fury? No.
All right, hold on. We'll get to that in a minute. Trust me. I just want to give a shout out to the underrated one, and Black Star Sports TV. Thank you for letting me on both your shows yesterday. We had a great laugh. We had a we had a great time just roasting everyone, all the fighters. So that was funny. Ryan Reynolds, what happened, kid? Didn't for months you said they were supposed to fight. Now Wilder wasn't even man enough to fit in the courtroom. After fighting the courtroom, yeah. My friend, mediation doesn't happen in a courtroom. Okay. Um, so you don't know what you're talking about, but I know you're someone else that has visited this channel. So what I'm gonna do is actually just time you out and see if you make another account or come back the same. So yeah, salute Volts. Fury fans out in full today. Oh, let's talk about that. Let's let's chop it up with. I mean, all I see now is videos popping up say it's off. Like they're looking at Barbershop's interview and they're saying they're taking Bob Arum's word as it's real, as it's legit, as it's genuine. It's not. Like you think that they're just gonna fight for compensation after what went down and the re-announcements and everything. After Wilder saying he wanted to fight and they're trying to get it. Like at this point, it's just like it's just ridiculous. Like there's so many lies going around. Ooh, full details
They're saying that
confirmed.
they're
It's
only fighting for the mediation right now. At this point, is for compensation or something. I have a gut
that's what
feeling that this
Aaron
third fight will
claims.
not happen. That's just in my opinion, because it's being dragged out, dragged out, dragged out, dragged out.
But that's how it's meant to be, Tyrone. Like this stuff takes a long time, especially when you're dealing with people like
He doesn't have the
Aaron and
time.
huh.
He does not have the time.
That is true. He doesn't. Neither does Fury.
He does because he's 30. It doesn't matter how many drugs he took. He's still 5 years younger or 4 years younger than he is, even though he looks 5 years
32,
older.
man.
He is younger than him. He
He's
doesn't have
32.
anything to lose in this sport. He came into this sport as a joke for himself. But the other guy does
all,
have something to lose.
it's all over the place at the moment. Yeah, I mean, even Loz was saying, like, yeah, he's 32. That was wilder now, 36.
He turns 36 this year.
Nah, well, yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the whole thing, man? Like, I mean, obviously you're fired up about it, so talk away.
Nah, he needs that fight like for $1. Like honestly, there's not much in this division. Like this is a weak era, just in general, like across the board. Like I can't. If he gives him an offer that he can't refuse, and Fury refuses it, then there you go. Vault UK, I think he has a lot of miles with all the surgeries he had. The fights weren't that tough, except for it was a couple of them. But it's the surgeries. He's had surgery on his right arm maybe like 4 or 5 times. Right?
Yeah, he broke it in 2009, I think.
It's consistently been broken since.
Yeah, I saw that to Shawn Thompson.
If they're fighting for money and they want to fight for money in the courtroom, that's fine, but I'm not going to be along for the ride.
Well, I'm not going to be along if that was the whole case all along.
Yeah, I'm out.
Like, you understand? Like, I don't want to hear Wilder on YouTube saying, don't run, coward, and I want the third fight, revenge, this and that. And then it just turns out it's just for the money. Like, how much do you want anyway? Like, it's 60-40 in Fury's favor. That's what was agreed to.
Fury turns 32 this year. There's 4 years apart between these two guys.
No, he's 32. He's 32.
He was born 89 or 88. Second. Give me 1 second here.
Usyk and Wilder are the keys to understand.
Yeah, he was born 88. Yeah, he's 32. But 32 and 35 is a significant difference.
Well, yeah, it's older. It is older. It is more significant than 32. I'll say that. Physiologically, it's
It does matter. It does matter. It does matter. I mean, Volts UK is my boy, but I don't really have time to be waiting on these guys to be fighting. There's not much. This competition out here is not that stiff.
So we won't name the channel that screen, in the screenshot.
They don't give a fuck. I'm telling you, Fury and Joshua, they don't care about fighting for. Well, Fury does not care about fighting for undisputed.
He's held every belt.
He doesn't care about that. He came in here because of money.
Hey, Coach Chris, what's good? Hey, what's good, man? Yeah, because let's see. We'll bring this up.
Fight wise, he's fresh, but not with all those injuries. He has a ton of injuries on his right arm.
I don't think it's just the right arm, dude. Like those injuries he sustained last time were bad, but I think his legs.
His legs, man. Something is off, man. If he comes into another fight like that, shoot.
Yeah.
His legs.
So Fernando Vargas said Charles Martin is fighting Bronze Bomber next.
Listen, I like Charles Martin as a person. I probably will like his rap album, but I don't like the I don't think that's a good fight, man.
Was it a good fight back in 2016?
That's what should have happened, I guess.
It should have. Well, it should have, really. I think the WBC should have done him a favor and said,
no, Martin went for somebody who paid more.
Well, yeah, yes. Yeah,
right.
That's the big one there. Let me just read this chat. Yeah, I heard about that IBT pay-per-view. No one's gonna pay for that.
for like 20 bucks.
I put Bryan in the title because he's posting and saying it's official, So I don't know, dude. Grabbing some Greek food for dinner and tripping.
I'm not. Listen, to be honest, I'm not gonna be here on the bus. While he's riding his way back up to the top.
Why not?
Why should I?
I don't know, Tyrone. You got your
He didn't
reasons.
lose fair and square.
Listen, dude. What?
He didn't lose fair and square. If he lost fair and square, that's different. And even then, I'd be wary.
I understand where you're coming from on that. I personally just like. I don't know if I'm going to get heated up today or not because yesterday I let that all out on the Underrated Ones channel, so that was hilarious. Oh man, that shit was hilarious. But let me just say this, okay? I won't be happy if it doesn't happen. Yeah, salute Ricky Williams. Let me just read these comments. Top heavy. He's not that top heavy. Quite injury prone.
If I'm Wilder, there's no amount of money in the world, on the planet, for me to step aside or do something else. I literally will fight Fury for $1. I will pay him so that I can fight because I need this one bad. There's no other fights in this division to fight for. There's nothing else to do other than to fight the Snowman. Morally. Because I want to beat him. I want to kill him in the ring for what he did to me, right? Just the fact that I lost him, I won't be able to sleep that night. Lost, quote unquote, lost. But that'd be hard, dude.
I don't think. Listen. I would not be able to about Fury Joshua though, because like that to me isn't. I think what's going to happen, seriously, dude, I don't think it's going to have to do with money.
I will fight him for a penny. Like, literally nothing. Just to get that one back.
I don't think it's going to have to do with that. I think it's going to, with money. I think it's got to do with, I think this is going to go into arbitration, and then it's going to go with Wilder's way. Wilder's going to want the fight, and then Fury's going to pull out. I just think he's going to pull out. No matter what they work out within arbitration, Fury's just going to fucking pull out and he'll drop the belt. That from my source that I've got.
I don't care about Ricky Williams. I wouldn't care about money. I don't care about money. I don't care about money. I don't care about money whatsoever. That won't make anything go away. The only thing to settle things is to get in there at all costs. At all costs. Man, I'm not along with that ride, man. I don't want to see this work back up to the top with Ruiz and Martin and all those guys. Man, count me out. I'm closing app. I'm not doing that, dude.
Be quiet.
All you guys in here talking about money, I don't give a shit about money. If I had his money, I wouldn't care about money. Like me, I'm a student, right? There's been tons of professors or internships or whatever who said, you know what? We'll give you this. I have professors come to me and said, oh, do you want to do research? We'll pay you a stipend. I said, no, I just want the experience. I said, I'm not doing any of this for money. I said, I'm not doing stuff for grades. Seriously.
Hey,
I'm not talking about 40 million, 50 million. That's a different story, but the principle is the same. There's just no there's no cost to get back, dude. To get that one back.
Oh, it's IBT.
To get
Come
that
on,
one
man.
back.
Yeah, Ricky. Give me an email. If you got one. All your
I don't think
socials.
he beats any of the top guys, so he might as well retire if you don't want him to fight the other top guys. What do you mean I say I don't want him to fight the other top guys? What are you talking about?
Fucking hell.
I don't care about Usyk. I care about one
I
guy.
don't give a fuck about
And
this.
it's that damn snowman. That's
All right.
it.
I'll send it to you, Ricky.
The
Listen,
only guy I care about.
listen. Usyk should shut his mouth. He's got a fucking big mouth, that one. You know, I don't even want to talk about Usyk.
Who are you
dude.
saying
That
he
guy's a
wouldn't beat,
fucking
though?
joke. Hey, real talk boxing?
Dual pay-per-view? For who? Against who?
All right, yeah. Is that all? Is that a capital? Are those capitals in there?
Yeah, I'm in a ranked game, by the way. So I'll be
You're in
I'm
a
gonna
what
be
game?
muted for a while. Siege. No,
You
coach,
only
because
good at
IBT is cool. IBT is cool. He's cool. Yeah, he has different opinions, but he's cool, dude.
IBT? You do have a wrench here. I'm just making sure, so no one times you out or whatever. IBT is cool. He's cool.
Yeah, IBT.
He's a young man that
Man.
has got a lot
I
of
know
boxing knowledge.
we want to like I am I do want to say like yeah, I know Fury doesn't want to fight him at all. Fury doesn't
Say what
even
you
want
guys
to get
say.
in there. That's true. But there has to be some price to pay. You literally have to show me that you're doing everything in your power to get to this guy because this isn't a normal
Cool,
negotiation.
IBT. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, what's happening, Watcher? How you doing, bro?
Good, man. Good to see you here.
Good, man. Hey, good. Let me explain what's going on, man. It's not that Wilder wants to fight more than Fury, but what's happening is this, bro. Currently in this mediation, whatever you want to call it, basically the judge is weighing for Wilder, but Fury's refusing to get in the ring with him regardless. So what they're doing is basically breaking even, right? They're saying, okay, Fury, you're not going to fight him, but you owe this man a fight. We need to pay him the money that he lost or is losing because you won't fight him. That's what's going on, right? Fury won't get in the ring with him. That's why he has to pay him.
I don't want that money. I just want one thing. I'm at the stage of my career where I've done everything else, really. There's things I haven't done, but I'm past that point. It's not going to work going backwards. I just need one fight. If I don't get that fight, I don't know what I'm going to do. I need it like air, like water, honestly. And I'm not in the ride to fight for any other guy.
Understood. But what does that matter? You can't force that man to fight you.
1 second, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? You can't force that man to fight you. If that man, he's willing to pay $30 million to duck. Does that make sense?
It's not surprising. You know, we've seen it.
This is not step aside money. When have you ever heard of a fighter getting $30 million for step aside money?
I've never heard that. Hey, Coach Chris, I sent you it, I think. Oh, damn, you dropped off. Oh, okay. What's up, IBT? How are you?
Yo, it's good. I'm just
good, man.
just tuned in, just listening in, you know.
Yeah, cool. Have you been live on your channel?
No, not in a while.
Man, it's been like what, 3-4 months since?
3 months probably. But yeah, all I was saying is from the conversation beforehand, maybe I jumped the gun, right? But I personally think that Wilder, he's obviously very capable of beating almost everyone at heavyweight. I think I would only not favor him in like 2 matchups, right? And there, even those could be like AJ could be 50-50. I favor AJ and Fury over him personally, right? Just off of what I've seen. But if you want to say that you think he wins, that's fine. I thought you were saying you don't want to see him fight like the Usyks, the Povetkins, the Whites, you said Charles Martin, right? If you don't want to see him fight those guys and you only want to see the Fury fight, I don't think the Fury fight is happening, and I think it'd be a disservice to himself to remain inactive until he can get that fight, right?
No doubt, no doubt,
I
no
would like
doubt.
to fight Michael Hunters. I would like him to fight Povetkins. Like, I think his resume is it would be greatly enhanced if he could fight those guys and beat them. And I would actually favor him to beat a lot of those guys, right? Just because he still has that prolific power. And luckily with age, that's the last thing to go. But admittedly, even without age, his time, the end of his career is approaching. He is getting up there in age, but more importantly than the age, because I think he keeps himself in pretty good shape, I think it's the injuries. He's been injury prone. He's had about a dozen injuries within his arm, bicep, chest. You know what I mean?
Hands, yep, his hands,
His
yep.
hands, exactly, his hands. So I'm saying forget the pride stuff, forget the ego things, right? The ego is how you get yourself to lose money. And I know you're saying you don't care about money, but ultimately these guys are prize fighters. And I think that if I knew I was approaching the end of my career, I would want to do what's best for my family, right? Forget what I feel. It would be, how can I set up my family and their future? How can I secure that? I think he's already made loads of money, but it obviously doesn't hurt to make more money, especially if his ego fight, which is the Fury fight, can't be made next. Why not fight a Charles Martin? Why not fight a Robert Helenius? He's still going to draw in massive viewers. He's probably going to knock those guys out in spectacular fashion. And maybe those wins would actually get him a better chance of fighting Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? So I was just confused as to why you were opposed to that idea.
I definitely agree with that. What I don't get is that people act like Fury, like Wilder's out the game. Wilder's one fight away from fighting for an undisputed title too, guys. Y'all got to remember that, right? He's still ranked high in all sanctioning bodies, right? So if I was Wilder, because Fury's not gonna fight him, guys. He's not gonna fight him. Even if Fury beats AJ, he would dump the belt before he fights Wilder. He's ducking Wilder. He's not gonna fight him regardless, right? But if AJ wins, all Wilder has to do is beat the guy above the guy in line for him to fight in whatever sanctioning body, and then he has a fight direct with AJ.
Yeah, like I was saying, if he beats, it depends on who wins versus Povetkin and White. I think he could beat both those guys. You know what I mean? Whether I favor him, I think he has at least a 50% chance to beat either of those two. So he's still got a good shot. But the whole thing, the thing I was confused about, I thought you were saying you don't want him to fight anyone else except Fury. And I was saying, well, at that point, just retire because I don't think that fight's happening next. You know what I mean? I anticipate Joshua to respect mandatories way more than Fury. Fury hasn't even made one title defense.
Well, they pushing the Fury Joshua fight, so that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I like that fight. Honestly, I prefer that fight over like a Fury Wilder 3 right now or AJ Usyk, right? Like if AJ Usyk has to happen, then Fury Wilder 3 might as well happen. But if not, if those two can just fight now, I'd prefer that to happen just so we can have some clarity. We can have a historical moment happen. And I think overall that brings more money to the division, which when there's money in boxing, the sport is thriving and the best fight the best. To me, the money matters because I think that when these promoters and these managers and people making the fights, when they see that the money's there, they start making the best fights. Whereas when boxing has been in a historically low point, like in terms of a dip, it's because there's no big money fights, and that means that the casual fan base and the sport overall, it's not thriving as much. So I like to see the sport thrive.
I mean, for me, I don't want to see Fury in a fight until he fights Wilder. I don't care about Fury, to be honest. I don't care. But like I said, like I said before, boxing don't stop because of one fighter, and Wilder's still a viable fighter. So it's all depending on what moves he want to make from here. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. The sport doesn't revolve around one fighter for me. Not AJ, not Fury, not Wild. Like none of these guys control the sport. They could retire tomorrow and the sport would continue moving on for the next however long, right? Um, Although I still want to see them do the best that they can and fight the best that they can while they're active. I'm also not going to be too selfish about it and say, well, fight whoever I want you to fight and don't make any money. That's to me where I start talking about the money is in favor of the fighters, not
yeah,
in favor of the managers, the promoter.
yeah,
I'm not concerned with Bob Arum's pockets or Eddie Hearn's pockets. I'm more concerned with the guys fighting, the guys who are entertaining me.
yeah. They got families to feed. Everybody got to eat. So
Yeah, and that's all. That's just where I was coming from with the whole. Well, if he's not going to fight anyone except this guy, might as well retire healthy. But if he is willing to fight other contenders and other top heavyweights, former world champions, etc., I mean that'd be good for his resume. That'd be good for his career, and that'd be good for his pocket. So I'm not opposed to that at all. I like seeing Wilder fight. I think he's a very entertaining fighter, and I mean there are a lot of interesting matchups out there for him, not named Fury or AJ. You know what I mean? Just because Fury isn't fighting him next doesn't mean that he can't be in an interesting fight.
Well, can y'all hear me pretty good?
yeah, you sound
Yeah,
you're
man.
good.
Welcome, Mike. Welcome. Full house tonight.
Right. So what I was basically saying was that you can't tell another fight fan how they should feel with this, because at the end of the day, it's up to them whether or not they're going to watch the fight and view the fight. So if Tyrone feels that way when it comes to Deontay Wilder, that's his fucking prerogative. Now, the flip side to that is that Deontay Wilder fighting Robert Bullionius, Michael Hunter, or anybody else but Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury is really essentially not going to do anything for his career. And that is evident, and that could be evident to what happened to his career, what happened to him by way of the media and by way of certain fans before he ended up winning the belt and after he won the belt and leading up to the first Tyson Fury fight, and then after the first Tyson Fury fight, people still questioning Deontay Wilder's resume because fighting a Charles Martin, somebody that we all know that Deontay Wilder is going to knock smooth the fuck out, just like everybody else. So the problem is with all this thing is there's other boxers out there like Michael Hunter and Louis King Kong Ortiz and a couple of other guys that haven't got their shot to even be considered solidified in the top 10 and top 15 as a credible opponent for anybody. And that's one of the other problems. That's the reason why these Chris Mannixes and these Kevin Iolis and all these old bastard child media guys that's hanging on by a thread and all that stuff. That's the reason why, if you want to say disservice, they have been doing a disservice. The boxing fans have been doing boxing a great service because we've been holding it down while these guys have been lying to the fans, the casuals.
no doubt.
Yeah, I would say I agree with your point about Chris Mannix and Kevin Iole. I think when they're good, but most of the time that I listen to Chris Mannix, he's saying something I don't think reflects what most people want to hear in terms of like promoting fights or trying to push fights that aren't on the forefront. And Kevin Iole seems to be more interested in MMA nowadays, so I can definitely understand that perspective. But for me, it's not even necessarily Charles Martin. You already brought up someone, Luis Ortiz. He's already fought him twice, right? And people view Luis Ortiz as a credible fighter, even though technically he's 0-2 versus top 10 heavyweights, right? Even though he's 0-2, we're able to see his performance. What?
I never seen him fight Ortiz again.
No. I'm not saying fight him again. I'm saying you brought up guys who are top 10 and have been able to prove themselves as good fighters, right?
No. I didn't say that either. I didn't say it being able to prove themselves. I said they haven't been able to fight other people to prove themselves to the world that they are credible top 10, 15 opponents. Because what happens is you can't get accolades from taking L's.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Okay, I agree with that. I agree with that. So that's where I would say Ortiz versus White would be good, or Ortiz versus Hunter would be good, right? And that's what I'm saying. I want to see these guys mix it up. So to
Bro.
me, even though I'm just sharing my perspective, I'm not saying you have to agree. I was just offering my perspective.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah. So I don't mean to. I'm not trying to tell you guys how to enjoy the sport. I'm just sharing what I like about it, and I want to hear what you guys like about it,
Well,
right?
that's the reason why I hopped on, because you said that Tyson was doing some disservice. So you kind of alluded to that.
No, I'm saying it's a disservice to Wilder, just specifically Wilder. I don't think he only has to fight Fury. I think his legacy is bigger than just Fury. Is that fair?
But that's what that means. When you say that disservice, you're putting your 3 cents out there, and you are saying that somebody else, what they have to say is wrong.
It's just a debate. I mean, I can be wrong too, right? You could explain why I'm wrong.
This is not a debate. I'm not debating nobody. This is not a debate. I'm just stating what it is, and that's the reason why I had to come on here, because I don't think that anybody has to agree with anything that happens in the sport of boxing. Everybody's their own grown man. You see what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, whoever Wilder fights next, other than Tyson Fury and AJ, you can't say that it ain't gonna end in a knockout. Most of the whole goddamn world is going to say it's going to be a lopsided motherfucking fight. So what's the point? What's the point of Wilder fighting somebody that I already know the outcome?
I don't think those fights are foregone. I don't think they're foregone conclusions.
Well, you know what? I'll put it like this: if Wilder was the duck out of the rematch with Tyson Fury, while Tyson Fury was fighting them 2 guys and was doing all that, the same thing that Fury is doing when he was doing with AJ, people would be peed the fuck off. People would be peed off.
That's true, though. That's real. That's true. That's true.
And that's what I'm hitting at. Nobody that's really a boxing fan don't want to see Wilder in the fight unless it's AJ or Fury. And it's the same thing with Fury, and it's the same thing with AJ. But the problem is because this fight that they talk about wasn't going to happen until $100 million hit the table. Then all of a sudden, Tyson Fury wants to sit up over here and conduct business with somebody who he was slandering in the mail. I mean, out there on front sheet and besmirching their name. But all of a sudden, when somebody besmirches his name, all of a sudden it's an excuse for him not to fight him, for him to run. He's a coward. That's what he is. And people need to stop saying that I don't think the fight's going to happen, and say the fight should fucking happen. Whether it's now or later, the fight should happen. It should happen next, or it should happen later. It shouldn't be I don't think he should do this and the third. You're the fucking fans. If we turn off the TV, they fight don't do that good. Yeah, he runs out there with the church's money because they probably give him a guarantee. But he ain't gonna make no more money.
I'm not watching Fury, AJ. I ain't watching that shit.
I am, because like I said earlier, I don't think the sport revolves around one guy, right? I still want to see a clear number 1 heavyweight. I think that's a historical moment I'd like to watch.
In no bona fide cheater's pocket. But let's finish the circle though, guys. Listen to this, right? So we got AJ, the guy who was basically handed all the fucking championships, an easy win against fucking Charles Martin, beat an old Klitschko when he came out of retirement, and then you got fucking Fury who cheated to get the belt, and these 2 motherfuckers fight for undisputed.
Well, like that guy said earlier, I don't know you guys' names. Sorry, but I don't share that perspective, so I don't feel that way, right?
No, I'm not trying to dig in your chest or anything, but I'm just saying it's as far as the type of fight fan I am and the type of fight fan that Tyrone is different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're all gonna be different.
That's the only thing I'm saying, but I got to put my 3 cents on it too and say that there is some hypocrisy in this. Because remember what I said when I flipped the script, and if Deontay Wilder did this, Deontay Wilder would be called a coward. A coward. Reneging on the contract. A coward.
I think those people would be wrong to accuse Wilder of such.
Well, it wouldn't. See, that's the thing. it's your word versus theirs. See what I'm saying? And that's the way boxing has been for a very long time, especially since Edwin Herner got on the scenes, because they've been look at all the narratives that we already proved to be false around the boxing world, that came out of people's mouths, whether or not it's a promoter or as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? And so, now you fast forward right now there's this big push for this big fight, right? And nobody even knows if Tyson Fury is even going to take the fight. Nobody fucking knows. You got people out there alluding that Usyk should fight Joe Joyce, but nobody even know if Usyk is going to call Anthony Joshua's whole card. See what I'm saying? And so there's a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and what ifs going on right now, and it's out of everybody's hands. It's out of Bob Arum's hands. It's out of Tyson Fury's hands. It's out of everybody's hands. You know what I'm saying? Because what if it's $30 million that the dude is taking, and at the end of the day, Tyson Fury get $100 million, right? But he got to pay taxes. Not only probably, but whatever country they're gonna probably fight in, it's probably gonna be a country to where the taxes are a little bit low and stuff like that. Yeah, but that's still a factor. He's not gonna walk home with $100 million from the get go, anyways. So now there's 30%. This 30 million is gone. So now you're looking at 70 million plus the taxes he got to pay. So yeah, Tyrone said that he shouldn't take that money. Yeah, he should take it, because that's the only thing that these motherfuckers care about is money. So if he don't take it, the dude is gonna take that money and fight AJ anyway. So he might as well take that money and pressure that dude to making the fight.
That's kind of what I was talking about with the money, but the guy above me in the photo, he said he doesn't care about the money. So I was just asking him, you guys seem to be very focused on the Fury Wilder thing, and I'm a little more pessimistic, I guess. I'm a little more on the side that I want it to happen at some point, and I'm not sure it'll happen next. So if it's not happening next, then what do I want to see, right? And that's what I was talking about. That's where I was coming from. I still care to see what Wilder's next fight is. If it's AJ, if it's Fury, that'd be fantastic. But if it's not, it can still be great. It can still be a great fight. You know what I mean?
That is Tyrone above you.
All right, yeah, that's what Tyrone was saying.
Busy playing Siege or whatever the game is called.
Yeah, he was in the game. But that was all what my perspective was. I wasn't trying to tell him what to think. I was just offering what I think and asking him to clarify on his position.
Yeah, I'm sure he understands, man. He's not mad or anything. He's just busy.
We're not. It's not like an anger thing, right? We're just talking boxing. It's what we do.
His position was pretty clear. It's like he just said that he didn't care about, Wilder taking Fury's purse. Say he didn't care about that. He cares about the mentality of a fighter and getting in the ring and selling the score. That's what he's talking about. And selling the score is something that Tyson Fury doesn't want to do. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not he says the excuse of he besmirched my name or whatever the case may be. Well, that's the case. And everybody's out here saying that Wilder is only doing this because that's the rumor right now. It is a fucking rumor. That Wilder's only doing it to take the money, right? Well, then how come y'all ain't saying that? If that's the case, then how come how come Fury ain't suing Wilder for besmirching his name?
Yeah, exactly. I think honestly, this may be a little. You guys tell me if this sounds like a conspiracy type of thing. I'm not trying to get too deep, but I think this is just kind of to build up a third fight. Is that fair? I think all this talk and all this turmoil and all this back and forth, I think ultimately it's building up a third fight. Just not happening right now. It's just not happening right now.
Mediation ain't building up a third fight. Mediation, taking somebody, because taking somebody to mediation is not. It's straight up not. And like I said, I think that if Fury doesn't take Wilder to court for this, right? That basically means is to me, and if it doesn't mean that to you, people should actually think about this. That can mean that Tyson Fury knows some way, shape, form he did something. That can mean, because they ain't got to prove it all, something. Tyson Fury did something. If he doesn't assume he did something.
The whole thing with the suing, right, is he could, but also the mediation isn't a legally binding thing. That has nothing to do with anything legally. It's just a negotiation tactic. Mediation isn't some sort of process that loads and guarantees. You know, it's not. There's nothing legal behind it. It's just a negotiation tactic. If the tactic doesn't work, it's a waste of time. So
No.
I don't think either guy really have a legal precedence over each other. And if Deontay Wilder truly did feel that he cheated, then he would also do something illegal about it. You know what I mean? So that's where I think the whole bringing legality into it becomes a little sketchy.
No, well, you're absolutely right, and that's something that we all know, right? But what people also fail to realize is that before all this mediation came along, what was all these weirdos talking about on social media and on YouTube? They were talking about acts of God. That's what they were talking about. They were talking about acts of God, stopping contracts. Well, guess what? In acts of God, when stopping contracts, right, you still are going to have to do things within your part, right, to make sure that the contract is fulfilled, partially fulfilled, or that both parties did their due diligence and making the fight or the contract happen, fulfilling the contract. So that's the reason why this mediation, in my opinion, is really present in this thing, because when you bring up acts of God, right, you have to do those types of things. And that's the reason why if Tyson Fury didn't have to do it, why did he show up? Because his promoter, which was a lifetime lawyer, knows that in order for them to legally get out of the contract, they're going to have to show up to that mediation.
My thing was, I don't think there's no legal precedence behind the mediation, right? I can understand what you're saying. I personally haven't heard that. If that's the case, and that's a whole nother ball game, I guess, then I'm not really going to get into, because I don't know where that actually affects the fight being made. My final stance on the whole thing is I'd like the fight to be made, but neither guy are doing anything legally binding, right? Like mediation, as I stated, isn't like he can't say, "Oh, I'm doing mediation. Oh, crap! Now I have to honor the contract." Right? Ultimately, it's up to Fury's team to decide whether they're going to honor the contract, the original contract, or not. We don't know the full clauses and stuff with the expiration date, all that crap. I'd like the fight to happen, but currently there's no mediation doesn't hold a legal precedence, and the defamation and the accusatory of cheating thing. I would hope it's not true, right? I would hope it's not true, but it's all that may be happening all behind the scenes. I've heard other rumors that Wilder's injured right now and they're just kind of stalling for time. I've heard other people say the opposite, that he's ready to fight. So it's all word of mouth stuff. I just want to see it happen. And in the meantime, I don't really want to spread conspiracies, right? Like my main thing was they might just be marinating a third fight, or they might just be, building up anticipation for a third fight. But beyond that, I don't really have any speculative thoughts.
No, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is that we all know that mediation does not have any legal precedents. We know that. Everybody and their mama know that on this panel. Everybody know that in the chat room, right? What I'm trying to tell you is, have you ever heard of force majeure?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you start reading, if you could just Google it yourself, and you can read everything in there about that thing. Both parts, you can't. It's not just act of God happen. You just get out of the contract, right? So in this thing, you got COVID stopping some of the things. Then you also have both parties agreeing to So that's what I'm trying to tell you, is that if you just and figure out that if this had no legal proceedings, then you figure out then why did Fury's team show up and speak during this thing when they legally didn't have to, when they legally when they said that the contract expired. It all intertwined with each other, because if they didn't show up, it'll look bad if Wilder did take them to court for breach of contract, because that'll show that they never tried to officially make it right.
All right, all right. Like I'm saying, I don't have that information about the whatever you're talking about there with the meeting and something like that, right? So I'm not going to speak on that because I'm not educated on that enough. I have to look into that. If you know where I can find that, I'd appreciate you to point me in the right direction just so I can get started.
You could Google it. You could Google it like I did, and then you can go to all these major colleges. You can read the case laws that actually pertain to force majeure. Then you can actually read each state's laws. You can read 5 different state laws, and you will come to find out that, hey, there's actually some truth to why they showed up to the mediation and didn't just say, we're not going to show up. I look up court cases all the time, boxing related. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, contracts are meant to get out of, but the thing about it is, you're not going to get out of a contract legally without having to pay something. I meant illegally without having to pay something.
Yeah, I was gonna say. But yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Salute to the new people that have just come through today. Coach Chris, if you're out there listening, you did come in, but your devices weren't connected. So maybe try again. If not, I'll put it back in the chat for you. Yeah, I mean, Tyrone, you still there, man? No, he's busy playing. He's busy shooting people on TV. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you know, it's good to hear your opinions.
I got something for you. I said I got something for you.
Yeah.
I'm about to hit you with the D, but I'm gonna leave you alone with that. If Wilder fights anybody else, right? I'm already speculating they're gonna come in knockouts. You know, especially if it's Charles Martin. If at the outcome of this, because it could very well be true, Wilder doesn't get Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? But there's other fights out there I'm gonna talk about anyways that I've been talking about. But if Wilder fights anybody else, I don't want to see knockouts. I want to see Wilder make every one of these dudes quit. I want to see him outfight everybody and make everybody quit. Either they team throw in the towel, the judge stop it, or they do the Anthony Joshua and fail to get out of the corner. I want to see all of them quit.
Yeah, man, because I think that would reveal more. You know, I think one punch is entertaining, but I think making someone quit, I reckon that would be something else. That would be something else. Yeah.
Hey, Watcher, I appreciate you having me on. I got to bounce now. I'll be in the chat, I think, but you know, just can't be on the call. Thanks for having me on.
You ain't going nowhere.
What do you mean? No, I gotta go, man. What are you talking about? Yeah, thanks for having me on. Maybe I'll be back later, but I gotta go do something right now.
Oh, good, man. I appreciate you.
And yeah, peace out to the panel in the chat. Have a good
All
one.
good, man. All good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Century Snooker, you're laughing, but you know, I mean, you lied before and you got told. So I agree with the whole quitting thing. Like, which fight was it? Which fight? The only fight that Wilder hasn't knocked someone out, and obviously Severn won. And in the Yarn Duopar fight, he didn't drop him in that fight. That's the only guy not to hit the canvas that Wilder's fought. So people should realize that was stopped in the 11th round by good old Jack Reese. He had the freaking GoPro on his chest that time, I remember. But I think Chris Arreola was the one. Hey, how are you, Coach Chris?
Man, what's going on? What's going on, man? We're getting this Greek food here for dinner tonight, man. So
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
man. But hey,
That shit good.
yo, let me tell you, there's this Greek food truck out this way, bro. Life-changing quality grub, bro. Like super big, man. So I got me a gyro and a gyro platter. Got wife a shrimp, Greek salad. Got some extra dressing. We're locked in. We're ready to roll.
Hey, Coach, look. If you find a Greek spot that got like a lamb shank or some with a lamb leg, I'm telling you, bro, you might want to get that.
Yeah. Now, man, look, I'm one of them kind of cats. I go to a restaurant, I go to a spot, I order something that's good, I just get that, yo. I just stick with that. I don't even like. There's a Italian restaurant. Like, you know, I know the owner. I used to do security in there a little bit. My younger brother did security up in there a little bit. I freaking asked my wife to marry me in there. She had her freaking baby shower there. Like, I've literally only had 2 things in this restaurant in like 15 years. I'm just not gonna. Hey, yo, I find what I like. It's on your menu. Why deviate, yo? Can't be disappointed if you know what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying?
I do the same thing.
Yeah, man. But anyway, I wanted to chop it up on this Wilder Fury record-breaking ducking. Yo, if they paid Deontay Wilder $30 million not to fight, bro, that is the most cowardly shit in sports history, yo. Like that's next level, man. Step aside money be like 700,000, million, 1.5 tops, bro. Like they gonna pay a heavyweight championship pay-per-view fight purse to avoid him, yo. You almost have to take that much money, bro. Almost have to take that. If they offer you $32 million not to fight Tyson Fury, I mean, you're just gonna have to charge that to the game, man. I mean, you're gonna have to catch him on the street and whip his ass because he's not gonna fight you in a boxing match. $30 million. $30 million. Do you know there isn't? I mean, that's gonna be more than most. That's gonna be more than every boxer that's not Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence, AJ Fury. That's more than every other boxer on the planet is gonna make in a year, and you're gonna make that to sit on your couch. You have to take that. You have to. That's pretty apparent that he don't want to fight you. He's scared of you, and you just gonna have to charge it to the game, man. You just gonna have to live and learn, man. Like, you know, he's not gonna get back in the ring with you. I mean, if they're that adamant not to fight him, yo, like $30 million, that's a lot of fucking money, bro. Like I don't believe that. I think that can't be true. Can't be.
You said the other time, you know, can't
if
be
it's
that
true,
scary.
Watcher, if it's true, I mean, if Fury pays, what the fuck is he doing? If Fury pays $30 million not to fight Deontay Wilder, and you sit there and pay $25, $30 and order that on pay-per-view, you're a fucking sucker, dog. You can't pay to watch that shit. Like, that's bullshit, yo. Like that is the boxing industry trying to create a champion. That's what that is. That's the boxing industry saying, you know what? We want a champion that's not him, and we're going to do anything it takes. And legally, we can't, because what'll happen is they'll just tie each other up in court for years. So it's like, so what do? Do you take $30 million and let him fucking just run off like a bitch? Or do you just tie him up in court, spend all your money on lawyers and court fees and shit, and then maybe get $100,000 at the end of it? Fury's not going to fight Deontay Wilder, yo. Like, he is scared. He's not going to do it. If they're gonna pay you $30 million, you're not going to fight him. You're going to have to just be like, you know what? I'll just catch this motherfucker in the street when we retire, and I'll just beat his ass then, because he's not going to fight you. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's the most cowardly. That ain't I was offended. That's I'm scared of an ass whipping, yo. Like that's I ain't never heard no shit like
You
that
do
before.
know, it's true what Bob Arum said about Fury feeling insulted. That is true because Fury did an interview in November or December last year, 2020, obviously, and he said that I will never give him the opportunity again because of what he said about me. So what Bob said is true. Like, it is true what Fury said there.
I mean, that's true because they saying them words, man. But these guys, man, cocaine's a hell of a drug, man. Like Tyson Fury, man, is very paranoid. And the one thing of, and you know, I'm a little older than some of y'all on here. You know, I'm gonna put y'all hip. The one thing a fraud is scared of is a fraud is most fearful of being exposed. You know what I'm saying? And Fury's been counting the game for years, man. He really ain't that good of a fighter. He's a rampant drug abuser. He's a rampant steroid abuser, which means all the physical abilities you see with him in the ring are contrived. They're not really him. It's the steroided version of himself. He doesn't want to get exposed. I mean, getting your ass beat by Wilder, I mean, he's a professional boxer, man. I'm sure he's taken it in sparring and not had the best days in sparring. So I'm not going to say he's that afraid of an ass whipping, but I mean, he's afraid of being exposed because Wilder will get him out of there in 3 rounds without all that cheating shit. And he doesn't want. I mean, I'm just really surprised at some of these UK so-called boxing fans that are with this chicken shit. But you know, like we're seeing here in America, man, everybody wants to fit in. Everybody wants to, you know, people kicking some shit that's true and say it's not and be straight-faced about it and lie. So, you know, what can we say? You know what I mean? It is what it is. But if they pay him $30 million not to fight, because I'm just wondering who's going to watch this fight. Where's it going to be at? I don't really get it. So I hear everybody talk about how it's a big fight. I'm just not seeing how anybody makes any fucking money. And I'm just not seeing how this is a big fight. This fight isn't bigger than Tyson Lennox Lewis. This fight isn't bigger than AJ versus Vladimir Klitschko. It's just not. It's not. And by them having it in Singapore or wherever the fuck they want to have it, they're basically they're just basically saying like F you to America, basically, like fuck you, you know what I'm saying? So
Okay, I'm back.
if they think they're gonna sell tickets,
You're back.
Yeah, I was telling you I was in that rank game for Siege, man. It took forever.
Did you hear everything?
No, we won barely.
But seriously, watch it. What do you think? We're talking record level ducking here.
This is what I think, okay? From my source as well. I think that the dude is going to pull out. He's going to drop the belt. And he's going to try run off to fight Joshua, but Joshua will not want to fight him because he doesn't have a belt anymore. Or he'll be franchised, and the real belt will end up being dropped. And then either Joshua will fight him for that franchise bullshit, or Fury will just retire. That's what I think will happen at all this.
Guys drop off.
Yeah, because I think it's shenanigans. I don't think they're gonna pay anybody no $30 million to not. That doesn't make any sense. That from a business standpoint, that just seems really stupid. You know, that makes no sense. So, hey, you know, these motherfuckers, I mean, all the excuses in the world for Fury. Fury gets to do what he wants, you know. Fury rematch clause don't matter to Fury. Fury don't gotta give you the rematch. I'm just like, why does anybody want to fight Tyson Fury then? Like, what's the point? Like, he's not gonna honor any kind of agreement. He's not a man of his word. He's a liar. But I mean, just like AJ and Eddie Hearn are liars. So it's just like, really good in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this what the sports come down to? Motherfuckers lying and avoiding contracts and running from fights. It's just that pussy ass shit that makes the UFC look like more of a legitimate sport than boxing. I mean, it's just it's ridiculous, dude. Like you can't, like you have a rematch. Like you're supposed, like everybody's fought, but AJ and fucking, I mean, but Fury and Wilder, and it's why it's because Fury's a fucking chicken shit. It's absolutely crazy. It's the craziest shit ever. Like motherfuckers, and like this is what kills me about people on the internet, because of course not the crowd here on your show here, Watcher. We love them, but all these other fucking morons that be on the internet talking all this dumb shit all the time. Like, y'all really think that Deontay Wilder and Shelly Finkel and Al Heyman let a fucking rematch clause expire? Like, the fact that people run around and say that shit just shows you there's really not about the fighting. It's about some other shit. And now it's not the rematch clause. Now he's offended. And, I mean, this is fucking boxing, bro. This is like grown man boxing, right? And, like, you got fans that are like, well, he's offended, so he shouldn't have to fight him. Like, shut your bitch ass up with that dumb shit, man. This is boxing. Like, it's not like you're going to fight the man. So think about this, too. So Wilder's purse is $32 million. That's 40%. So Fury's making like $45 million. He doesn't want to fight Deontay Wilder, yo. Like, I think instead of just talking around the whole thing, I think the thing is to just be curious. It's like, so they're saying Wilder's going to get the fight person, not to fight Wilder. Everybody's focused on Wilder. That's the con. You know what I'm saying? That's the scam. Like, you don't want to fall for the scam. Fury is Fury to offer motherfucking fight purse to Wilder, not to fight Wilder. But you're also thinking, yo, so 32%, I mean, 40% of whatever the sum is $32 million. Fury's purse is 60%. So he's giving up $40 million not to fight Wilder and then fight AJ. I mean, that speaks volumes. And everybody can say what they fucking want. Fury won both fights and Fury destroyed Wilder and blah, 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 and all that other shit that doesn't mean anything. Just hollow ass words that mean nothing. The fact remains the first fight was a draw and the second fight, Fury won it. I don't understand how the fuck you win someone's title and don't give them a rematch. That is some con artist, scam artist type shit. And you know what? If that's how y'all roll out there in the UK, and that's how y'all roll, fans, then, we don't really have much to talk about. I'm not going to watch AJ fight Fury, and I probably won't watch either of them fight again if they don't fight Wilder. And that's just, that's just real, man. Like I don't have time for that soft ass shit. I don't have time for pussy shit. I'm not a pussy. I'm not soft in any way. I'm 125% alpha male, type A, all of that. Like the real deal Holyfield, like 315 pounds of muscle. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? I like motherfucking big girls, big guns, big play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm being straight up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? If boxers are going to be on this gay type shit and motherfuckers are just running away from people, not trying to fight, I mean, hell, man, there's too much to watch here in America for me to be preoccupied with pussy shit. And that's real. I'm not one thing, but the fans trying to act like they keeping it boxing about this is just the biggest scam, bruh. Because we know what this really about. Because AJ got his rematch, Lennox Lewis got his rematch, but somehow with Tyson Fury, he don't have to fight rematches though.
I was going to say
Fury's
that.
Fury's a thug, bro. Fury's ganged up, man. Fury's clicked up. Fury got some gang shit with him, man. There's thugged out money in there. There's dope money. There's gun money in there, bro. I'm saying it. And I don't care, bro. Like, this is just really weird how this one anonymous 6'9" white guy that can't really fight that well, that's a drug cheat, he gets to do what the fuck he wants. Nobody else moved. Like, Tyson couldn't even do this shit. Lennox Lewis couldn't get away with this pussy shit. Evander Holyfield couldn't get away with this shit. But for some strange ass reason, Tyson Fury gets to do what the fuck he wants in boxing. Get the fuck out of here. He's not even he's not the best heavyweight now. He's not a top 25 heavyweight of all. He's not a top 50 heavyweight of all time. Tyson Fury's a scam. know what I'm saying? Like, he uses loaded gloves and steroids. Like, it's bullshit. So if you're gonna go out there and watch,
What the fuck was that right hand?
if you want to watch therapeutic use exemption fight loaded glove man, hey man, best of luck to you, man. Enjoy the fight. But I'll watch NBA basketball, or it's gonna be on at like 2 PM. I'll freaking, I'll be probably training. I'll probably schedule some kids to train or something that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't support it. I'm not gonna talk about it on no platform. Complete blackout, bro. I cannot get behind such soft shit, yo. I'm a boxing fan. I expect fighting men. You know what I mean? I don't watch amateur boxing. I don't watch none of that shit. I watch grown-ups doing grown-up things. And if you can't do that, I'm not gonna watch. Just like that, man. And that's how I feel. I mean, seriously, $30 million not to fight somebody. You couldn't say that I was going to do that without me getting in front of a camera and be like, man, fuck no, man. We're going to fight his ass. Fuck that shit. Look at this chicken shit ass in there with them loaded gloves, all jacked up on Advair and freaking growth, man. Look at him. Big ass bum. He a bum.
I'm just playing this because it's just
he's a bum,
thing in the background. But
he's a bum, yo. He a bum. He's out of there, bro. Wilder not drugged up. He's out of there. Look at him walking in there with his loaded gloves. You fucking big ass fairy. He a bitch. Wow. Ridiculous. Should be ashamed, his legacy.
Tyrone, have you got anything?
What's up, Coach Chris? What happened to everybody else on here? Did they all drop off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big argument. Everyone had a fight.
For real?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Shit, dude.
Yeah, and I see comment talking about Wilder's fan.
Hello?
Let's be for real. I seen that comment. Who said that? Reese James. If Fury is a scam, what does Wilder's fans truly love him? Let me ask you a question there, Reese James, because Reese James is the name of my favorite football team. That's our right back. So I'm guessing that you're from fucking England, right? So, yeah. So now, that's what I'm saying. Because they could have had this fight this month. They could be fighting tomorrow. Right, but they're not, because Fury is a chicken shit. So yeah, it's just it's amazing to me what UK fans, man, y'all. I understand. I know that y'all don't have any real athletes in y'all country, and sports is just you look at English Premier League soccer. It's full of motherfuckers from other countries, and you want someone from your country to cheer for. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. You know what I mean? But the shit that y'all are putting up with, for the sake of your boxers,
what?
It's gonna be a real reckoning, when all this comes out, when everything's all settled, bro. Because this is not good for boxing. This ain't good for the sport. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you there is no buzz for AJ versus Fury. There is no buzz in America for AJ versus Fury at all. Like regular sport. There's no casual conversation about it. No one.
I don't care about it. Yeah.
No one gives a flying fuck, about that shit, dog. Yeah, y'all will have a great fight and y'all can watch it. And Adam Smith will be calling it and he'll make it try to sound as exciting as possible. But we all know that it was a scam. We all know AJ, procured the belts for Fury and Fury, and it's just it's embarrassing to the sport. That's what's so funny. It's like they have both heavyweight champ, but the sport is dying. But they're happy that the sport. It's like they're happy that the sport is leaning in their favor in one division, but the sport is literally dying. You know what I'm saying? And I see the comment, the fight will be sold in America. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna buy that shit. It's like the zone. Ain't nobody like buying it. Nobody buying it. You know what I'm saying? No one's buying it. Like we don't buy bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. That's what I don't think people in the UK realize about here in America is that we don't go for the bullshit out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just y'all go ahead and enjoy yourselves. I think we're really having this conversation about nothing. I don't really think that's going to be the case. I think what's going to happen is just like, I kind of agree with Watcher. Fury's going to have to vacate the belt. And then he's going to probably retire and not fight because he doesn't want to fight Wilder. I mean, we can get on here and talk about what Bob Arum said, but that motherfucker lies like a fucking rug. They were supposed to fight December 5th, and that shit never happened. So
if he passes away, that'll be a good thing. But
I hate to wish ill of people and hope for them to die. That feels like bad luck to me. But just I could get behind that statement, and it's just crazy. Like the man supposedly beat him and beat the hell out of him, but nobody wants to see the rematch. Like, I just don't. It just is weird. This is like they know that Wilder will beat the shit out of Fury in this fight. Like, everybody knows that Fury cheated. You can sit on here and you can sit there and type, and you can type that, like, I don't think Fury cheated. You're just like suffering from cognitive dissonance, just an idiot. Like, I don't know. I mean, unless your eyes don't work, like, you could see the pictures. So I just some funny shit, man. Some funny shit. And I mean, you think people want to watch? Like, nobody. It's like they're trying to sell you something, and it's like you don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got the UFC game to put AJ and Fury in the game. It's like, what the fuck was that about? That's weird.
Yeah, this fight, like, for me, I don't really care about AJ versus Fury. I just want to see Wilder Fury 3 at both of them at close to 100%. That's what I want to see. That's the only fight I care about. Like, if I'm Wilder, I will literally fight for $1 to get back. It's bigger than boxing. It's not about boxing. Him versus Wilder and Fury. It's not about boxing. It's not about money. I will fight for nothing to get in there. And if I said I want to fight for nothing, and the guy still doesn't want to fight me, that's different, right? That's fine. It's whatever. But I don't think, me personally, I'm not getting behind a Wilder Martin pay-per-view. I'm not. And nor am I getting up for any of these other guys. Because for me, he's already there at the top. Why does he has to work all the way down at the bottom and come back up just because somebody don't want to fight him? It just, for me, it's wasting time. And he doesn't have that time at all.
Well, I mean, you gotta think, man. You gotta think about the climate that we're in this country, man. Like the climate of the country is very anti-black. You know what I'm saying? It just is. Like, it just is. It's very racist in America. It is what it is.
I'm going to go ahead and say this too, not to cut you off, but I'll go ahead and put this out there. I'd rather Wilder not fight than to fight Martin or Ruiz or any of those guys. My opinion. Same thing with Gary Russell. Gary Russell said he refuses to fight Bone. That's why he's only fighting once a year.
Well,
and his next fight will probably be a good fight versus Ray Vargas.
From people I've talked to that have met these guys, Wilder, Gary Russell Jr., they're like real straight up and down type cats. And they about that business and they about that money, you know. And they're not gonna let you jerk them. They're not gonna let you play games with them. They're not gonna let you talk to them any type of way. And I gotta tell you, man, just that puts folks off when it comes to black people, man. Like, it just do, bro. Like nobody wants to see no confident black dude stepping up in the space, calling shots, doing his thing, and being the man. It's just where we are. You know what I'm saying? And for people that are proud of their boy for ducking out of this fight, like, you got people that are Fury fans and sitting here talking shit to me about their guy running away from another fighter. So what do we got here, right? You know, you a fan of a guy running off to fight someone else. It's just this is where we are in 2021, bro. Wait,
I don't know who said it, Century Snooker or Century Snooker, if you can tell me that all these heavyweights suck, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. And Reese James, if you say Wilder sucks, but you know Fury is God sent, you need to be checked into a hospital. What is it? Pick one. If all you guys who don't like Wilder say all these heavyweights suck, hey man, you're not going to hear a word from me. But if you said one is way better than the other and can fight in any other era, get off the gas. So type your answer, please. I'll be damned if I let anybody who can't do 10 dead hang pull-ups beat me. Fury, an all-time great heavyweight, accept it. That's the Century Snooker. You're on crack. How is he an all-time great heavyweight? How? You just said Wilder was a club fighter. Your exact words, a club fighter. So if that's supposed to be his best win, what does that make Fury? I don't know why they're hypocritical, man, with this stuff.
Yo, Ty, I'm telling you, it's a weird. Yo, it's a love. It's like hater love. It's like they love him, so it's like they hate him, but they love him. It's weird. Like just like you just pointed out, Fury's best one is Wilder, but Wilder sucks. What sense?
He's a club fighter. You just say we're a club fighter.
But it's Fury's, but it automatically elevates Fury above AJ at the same time,
and puts him on a pound for pound list and makes him the superhero to all of these guys.
Yeah, it's just Rocky complex, bro. You know what I mean? Some people have to see themselves succeed.
Century Snooker,
for other people.
Please get off the gas about Klitschko. Klitschko, I'm going to tell you this, right? I know Eddie Chambers. He was training. He was literally up in Pittsburgh training for that fight, barely doing anything, and went over to Germany, just like Tony Thompson, just like all these other guys that he fought in that reign. You name one top guy he fought in that reign, and don't give me Povetkin. Man, these niggas, man. Century Snooker dude is smoking dope, man. Honestly.
No, he's just living through other people. That's all.
You can't say that Wilder sucks and at the same time say Fury is from God.
Yo, Tyrone, you got to think, man. It's like seeing Wilder lose to Fury affects some people's self-esteem, bro. You know, like I'm telling you, the obsession that people have with hating on the man, it's weird. It's like borderline gay. It's weird, bro.
It is weird.
You know what I mean? Like, so apparently, despite the fact that everyone else is a liar, Wilder's always lying. Despite the fact that he's the one that's always telling the truth, even when he tells the truth, he's fucking lying. Like, it's just this weird obsession that they got with the man. And I'm telling you, some of y'all, man, y'all need to, go to therapy. Talk about y'all feelings, man, because I think it's a little hater love in there, man. It's weird, bro. Like,
best win is Klitschko. Please, if everybody got in as to be an all-time great for beating one guy, his name? Is Teofimo Lopez supposed to be
my question.
Superhero?
So then, if Klitschko is Fury's best win, then what's AJ's best win?
Klitschko.
The same fucking guy?
I'll give them that. Listen, if you guys come to the table and say they all suck, you're not going to have an argument from me. But when you pick one guy who needs a bra over the others and elevate him to super, listen, you're not going to hear me say Wilder is a super all-time great and can fight in any era, is amazing technically. No, absolutely not. But why do you guys say that about this guy who literally comes in and rolls and has to put his belt up all the way to his chest, who can't do dead hang pull-ups, who can't bench more than me? I mean, come on.
Fight without steroids.
Even with steroids, he can't bench more than me now, today. Because he's gonna say, "Oh, I don't do weight training. I do explosive training." He needs a bra and body
He needs to stop cheating.
and cheating.
That's what he needs to do. Like, I'm kind of upset. The only reason I'm upset with Fury is because I fell for the BS. I thought he was a good fighter this whole time.
Nah, let's to be honest, even the when he went for Fury the first time, I was not interested in Wilder Fury 1.
Yeah,
I forgot boxing was about weightlifting.
Yeah.
Well, he's the one showing clips on Top Ranks All Access of him doing deadlifts and squats and stuff.
Fury's a big fat joke.
So go talk to him, Century Snooker. Still capable of number 2. Wilder's right, big win.
Fellas, I just beamed into the house, man. I'm gonna just listen in, man. I just had to call in. I got this food and I'm about to get down on this Greek food, yo.
Nice. Hey man,
but I'm gonna be listening in.
I don't know about all that twerking. Go ahead, Chris, you sounding out?
Yeah, I'm gonna sign out, man. I might jump back in. I got my son. My wife just jumped out. She went to the store real quick, so.
All right.
But I gotta eat, man. I'm freaking starving.
Yeah, me too. I need to find something to eat.
Feast.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen in, watch it. Thanks for having me on, brother.
All good, anytime.
Appreciate you, baby.
Yeah, we got a lot of
Wilder only fought Fury because he was washed up after 3 years out the ring. Listen, if Watcher has heard my opinion on that, I don't want to say it because we might have people here watching what I say.
No. So, Century, keep the same energy for Marvin Hagler, okay?
Yeah. Ray Leonard.
Keep the same energy there, okay?
Well, I mean, but you know what? Just for Century Snooker, I'll say it, right? Yeah, you're not completely wrong here, dude. He zeroed in on him because it was a big name, and he wasn't
fight anyone else.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not completely wrong. Fury was a cherry gone wrong.
No.
How
was it when the
it was a fight where they both surprised each other.
AJ needs to get running and drop weights. Yeah, he does, you know.
It was a pick see, I can come to the table, Century Snooker. You come to the table and just tell me that Fury sucks too. And I'll like you more. Pause. Same thing with you, Reese. You guys can do it. I know you don't have much in the UK. We don't have much here in America neither. But listen, people are people at the end of the day. Do whatever you want with that. Was Washington called him out to avoid Joshua? Not to avoid Joshua, but he needed a big name, man. The story behind the Ortiz fight, they were really pushing, man. A lot of the hardcores were getting tired. We really were. That's why we were so excited for that first Ortiz fight. Because it was getting more of the same. God's honest truth, man.
Well, Century Snooker, when Wilder called out Joshua said he needed more time. So, you know, like, are we really going back to this now? Seriously. Apparently, Trevor Bryan says his fight is going ahead.
Yeah, I saw that.
I believe him.
Yeah.
I don't believe Lovejoy. In fact, what's Lovejoy put up? Let's see.
He's a clown.
I don't think he actually wants to fight.
He didn't want to fight anybody. He wants to somehow be a mandatory for one of these champions and get paid big money and retire because he's 38. Old motherfucker.
I'm 38 and I'm an old mother effer. Let's see this story. Actually, I want to see Char. Has Char said anything? Let's see
But
Char.
you guys asked us a lot about Wilder and everything like that. What do you see in Fury's fat ass that inspires hope? The only good thing about Fury is that he's actually pretty funny. He's actually pretty funny.
I mean,
But other than that,
Century Snooker. I mean, we can discuss this, even though I don't really want to. But your guy turned down a guarantee that he asked for, and then his promoter delayed the fight because all along they didn't want it. So, I don't know, man. Like
will to
I don't
win,
know what you're talking about.
Will to win. Are you kidding? Will to win. What will to win when you're using drugs and you have these kids? What will to win when you're lying about mental health? There's not a will to win when you give up on boxing. That's not a will to win. There are tons of fighters with more heart than Fury. Please. You can say he's a dog, but he does not have this super heart. What's so inspiring about this dude? He's funny, I give you that, but I don't get it. I don't get it. There's some stuff I won't compromise on, and this is one of them. The fact that Fury is an all-time great. Please, man.
Nah.
No, not even close. He couldn't dream himself dreaming it.
Yeah, I think people just get a bit too, fanboy like.
What's his Mike said he lost the link. I don't know if he wants to get back on.
Oh, let me check the WhatsApp as well. I just deleted it so no trolls could get in.
Okay.
Or other people on other channels who what do you call it?
The coach Chris said, I can tell you what hope he gives.
Feel entitled. Oh, good to see you here, Jared Green.
They look at him and they actually believe this story of mental health and all these lies. He wasn't faking mental health, bro. You could see it in him his whole career. Bullshit. There are tons of people in this world who aren't as stable as he is. Or more stable. Or even less stable than he is. Mental health is BS, dude. For these guys with millions.
No, what happened was, okay, let me say what happened, okay? He got a little bit lazy, so he decided to start drinking.
And come up with an excuse.
He started drinking. Then he went to New York and he tried to confront Wilder just to get a little bit of entertainment in his life. And then he got a little discouraged because Wilder was all up in his face. He was intoxicated that night. Then he, made all these comments about, gay people being equivalent to what. And then the media got on him. Then he couldn't handle that. And, he then claimed to be sad and depressed. And then he tested positive for cocaine. This guy couldn't handle all the shit he was doing, so he resorted to drug use.
Right, who run?
And then he claimed that he was mentally ill, but he wasn't mentally ill. He was just abusing himself.
Exactly. Did you break it down, Century Snooker? And you're saying to tell somebody else to put respect on your guy. Ty, did you know he lost a child? That's a big blow. Oh, lost a child from 7 or 8. I know tons of people with miscarriages. Get off gas.
Oh, let me see.
I don't
Let
care.
me look that up.
I don't care.
I didn't hear about that.
Did you know Wilder's child has spina bifida, and that's why he got into boxing? But you could care less. Tell me if you care about that, but you don't. Why are people so singular, man? They cling on to one guy or the other, and they just put them up as a god. He probably has a picture of Fury in his house or on his phone as a screensaver.
You know what I find?
It's,
Look, that is
it's
that is
weird.
very unfortunate.
It's with people who have low intelligence usually do this stuff.
Let me just
He's usually
24.
in here cool about other stuff, but I'm a Wilder. No, you're not a Wilder fan. You are not.
Oh,
You
let
don't
me
have
just
to
say
be either.
this.
And you don't have to be. That's the thing. You don't have to be. But you do have to be bipartisan. You do have to be
Oh,
impartial.
well, let me just say this. That's very sad that he
I don't care.
lost a child, but um there was no mention of this in the years leading up to the Klitschko fight or anything. He said this stuff at the end of 2018. Like it didn't did it take Wilder years for him to say, yeah, my daughter's like probably not gonna walk again? Like she's got spina bifida.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, people deal with stuff. I'm sure Anthony Joshua deals with stuff behind the scenes,
Mhm.
I'm sure he punches walls. I'm sure he has some anger issues. There was an interview with him where he's like, nah, sometimes, you just got to punch stuff. Like his knuckles were all scraped and everything.
Haven't missed a fight since Deverne for the title. You and the thousands of other people on this platform who haven't, but I bet you haven't watched him before that. What does that have to be? Being a Wilder watcher and a Wilder viewer doesn't mean you're a fan, and you don't have to be a fan. Why are you on the fact that you want to be a fan? Nobody has to be a fan of anybody in this sport. You don't have to be. What do you love about him that makes you a fan? I'm over here on this.
People are allowed to be fans. For me, though,
They can, but they don't have to be. He's trying to prove that he's a fan for all the stuff he says about Wilder. I don't think Wilder fans, say all these negative stuff. I've never claimed to be a big fan. I love his power.
I'm a big fan. I can say it with confidence. I find him very inspiring, and the guy's good, but you can't deal with
I'm a
delusion.
fan of boxing first, me personally.
I don't even look, dude. I don't even feel like I need to say that I'm a fan of boxing first. Like, you just the sport occurs, and then you see the guys that are in it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a sec. I've been called. Hold on.
You're good.
Jeez, man. Yeah. What else did I put in the title? Sean Porter. Yeah, I touched on that yesterday.
What were people saying?
There's people uploading videos saying, "Did Tyson Fury cheat prior to the Wilder saga?" Like,
Probably, but I mean, shit.
I don't get that though. Like, what? Like, why make videos?
How much? Why I hate Fury so much? Because he's a fat fuck. Because he doesn't want to get that rematch back because he knew that guy was in there. He was in there with no resistance. He talks a lot about how he's done so much.
This fucking mediation is not for
He is a fraud, and he's
money.
not even 1% as good as he claims to be. That's why I don't like him. But I do think he's very funny.
What top fighters has Fury beat? Let's look at the resume.
Wilder, Klitschko, Chisora, Hammer. That's it. If you claim Hammer as a top fighter or Chisora as a top fighter. Why do people claim like this is what I'm talking about? Like if you're saying negative stuff, you're obviously not a fan. I've never claimed to be a fan of anybody except for Makabu and Stevenson. Criticism is different. But he's a club fighter, he's this, he's that. And then how are you a fan? I mean, that's my opinion. I don't set the standard. But if you're saying all this stuff about him, why are you calling him a club fighter? He's this and that, and he doesn't need to fight Fury again and all this. Yeah, exactly, Coach Chris.
I just hope this mediation thing is not for financials, but you know, people believing what Bob Arum say.
If it is, oh my God, I will not be happy. If it was for money, if they were just trying to get back money, oh man. Shoot, dude. Because I'm not getting behind Wilder Martin versus any circumstance. And I think this is the vibe I'm getting, right? This is the vibe I'm getting. Fury is a runner, which is true. I'm going to go support Wilder versus, XYZ no matter what. That, I'm gone. I'm not in support of that. I'd rather him do what Gary Russell does. Gary Russell flat out said he refuses to fight tune-ups or bums.
I remember someone saying that they haven't even gotten to the glove tampering in court yet. When did that person say that? Diesel? Was that on Barbershop or was that a different channel? Jeez, with Joshua Ruiz, that one had to happen. That rematch had to happen. But, this trilogy that's more important in every other way, can't have that one, can we, eh? Oh, right. Okay. Thank you, Diesel. Yeah. Oh, we want to go there now? Have you not seen my video, Century Snooker? In fact, I'm going to put it in the chat. Just so you can, be a bit more educated on it. Let me just. Here it is.
Big ass girls, dude.
There you go. You can get educated on that. I take it you're pissed, Tyrone, yeah?
Huh?
You
Yeah,
pissed?
I'm definitely pissed. Like, if it does come out about that, it's about money. Oh man, I'm gone. But you can't defend that.
Okay, let's just say the fight happens, okay? And Wilder wins, right?
Mm-hmm.
For one, that's where it ends. No fourth.
I think if he wins,
no fourth
I
fight.
think if he wins, I think you gotta give him a fourth fight by virtue of the first one.
Oh, come on. Seriously?
Yeah. Be fair. You're being fair.
Being fair with those gloves?
Yeah. Well, they've got to make sure there's no cheating is 100%. But by virtue of the first one, yeah.
Fuck that. I mean, I if I was him, I would not do that. I would fight Fury, and if Josh was still scared, I'm fighting Trevor Bryan or Manuel Chard. I'm getting another belt, just solidified.
But that's a bum bash, man. That's a bum bash. That's not worth money. And for what? It'll be on a pay-per-view. That's not no.
Who else are you gonna get, man?
That's not.
You can't just let champions just hog a belt. You need to get rid of these guys.
They need to settle it out amongst themselves.
Well, that's what Jan 29th is for.
Right.
So at the end of the day, that's what they need, I just really hope it happens.
Oh yeah, I really hope so too.
Look, dude, I'm gonna make the biggest rant in the world if it was just for money all along. I swear. I don't think you'll be more angry than me, but we'll see if it happens.
Century Snooker, Wilder #1 fan, says that's what Wilder does best, Ty. Bash his bums. Looks good versus a basketball player. Yep, definitely the fan. I can pick out who's the fan. Has to be Century Snooker. Wilder fan since Stavern. Like he was the only person watching that fight in the world. And he's the only person who's been watching Wilder that long.
I saw him before that.
Exactly. We've seen him before that.
I saw the dude before that. I saw him. I think it was Kelvin Price. That was the first one.
When I first heard about this guy, I said to myself, I said, why is he fighting in Mexico?
Because he needed fights. He needed more. To develop.
What does that have to do? You're a fan though, Snooker. You're a fan. You should be watching Wilder in your sleep. I don't get it. What? The Wilder fan says he fights at 4 a.m. in the UK, so that must be the reason why he doesn't watch his. What? Thought you were a fan. I guess I don't understand the meaning of fans.
I'm gonna be very angry. I'm gonna be very angry if this is just about money and not actually.
Man, I will not be happy whatsoever. I'm literally. I'm going. Dude.
I'm not gonna be happy about it at all.
Give me 1 second. I'll be back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vaults UK. That was where Joshua was. Joshua was there, ringside. He got a good introduction into the division. I'll tell you that. You sure as hell did. Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's just a bunch of craziness at the end of the day. Like I said, if it's just to do with getting compensated and not actually doing the third fight, then it will probably never happen again. That to me won't be good. For God's sake. Yeah, he nearly fell at the ring. Nah, he didn't nearly fall at the ring. Orderly Harrison turned his back, though. So, I'm just back. Hold on a minute. My streams have been doing better. Got a fair few in here today, that's for sure. We had a full house on the panel. How long were Wilder and Parker both champions for, Watcher? Joseph Parker became champion in December 2016, so 2017. 1 year, a year and 2 months. Parker was champion for a year and 2 months, and Wilder was champion for over 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. Wilder WBC, Parker WBO. I'm going to wait on Wilder to speak on it. I don't believe what's reported. Excuse me. Arum did say that Fury told him that he's never fighting Wilder again. Fury said that a few months ago as well. I'll wait till Wilder speaks on it, but people are just making videos saying it's off. Like, I'm not going to rant about it now. I'm just saying, like, it has to happen. I just highly doubt it will go Fury's way because he tried to get out, which would show that, he just isn't really in the right, is he? It's a weird one, Diesel. So it's a real weird one. Why did
All right,
he
let's see what our fans say here.
hold on, Tyron, just before you go on it, I just want to
Mhm.
read this. Why didn't he unify with Parker? Then that's all that came out of his mouth for years that he wanted to unify. Because Parker turned the fight down. And Bob Arum owned his US rights. So he blocked the fight. And yeah, it's that simple. What were you going to say?
I can't believe this guy. In his mind, believes he's a Wilder fan. I just don't like that. Like, why do people say all this stuff about somebody? Said, "Oh well, you see, I'm a fan. I'm really a fan." Pick one side or the other, man. You're old enough, and I don't mind that you don't like him. It does nothing to me. I'm not the police, to enforce you. You like whoever you like, but it's not good to lie about it.
Yeah, I remember Wilder actually volunteered to fight Parker, but then Parker fought his sparring partner.
Oh,
So,
that guy was horrible.
Kajanu, the
Well,
guy
he
that
blew him away.
Luis Ortiz knocked out in 2
And
rounds.
Gorman and Dubois fought him. Yeah, I know this guy. Donovan Dennis, that guy knocked him out too. Can you imagine?
Well, the thing with me is that, yeah. Where did he say that, Diesel? You can jump on, Diesel. Do you want to jump on, Diesel? I can put the link in, or if you got social media, if you have an email, I'll send it there. Yeah. But Century Snooker's a big Wilder fan.
He's the best, the top.
The big crop of the division.
That's why he's been avoiding it. Whenever I ask him, I say, "Are you a fan anymore?"
No,
Because he knows he's not a fan, and that is fine. By law, you don't. It's not by law that you have to be a fan. Yeah, Century Snooker, huge Wilder fan. You're a huge Wilder fan. And he said, and can you imagine? He said, "Oh, well, I've watched him since DeVerne." Like he's the only person on the planet to do so.
Okay, Diesel, all good. Salute, Mr. Shelton.
It's just funny. You don't have to be Century Snooker. Keep saying negative stuff, but don't come out and say, "Oh, whoa, I'm a fan." How?
This is madness.
It is madness.
That's
I remember him being cool about other stuff, but he's today he's not all there.
Look, man. At the end of the day, people just get a bit too sensitive.
Mm.
Let me see this chat.
Mr. Sheldon, that dude hates the air Wilder breathes, but you didn't hear him. He said he was a fan, believe it or not.
Yeah, the hate is weird. Like the way Coach Chris described it, and I'm unsure, dude. Like, I mean, the dude did this for his daughter. He's exciting. He's charismatic. He's entertaining. So I don't know what there's not to like. Really. You're definitely from the UK though. Slating Fury, yeah, and everyone's
Yes,
slating
because
Wilder.
I'm a Fury hater. I'm not like you, Century Snooker. I didn't say I'm a Fury fan. I've never said I'm a Fury fan. That's what I'm saying. The guy, he's not all there. He's not put together. I don't know if it's that or your comprehension isn't amazing. Yes, me. I was slating Fury, calling him a fat bum and that he can't bench press. Yes, because I'm a hater. I don't like him, and I'm not a fan of him, right? You say you're a fan of Wilder, but you say the complete opposite. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing. If you want to say bad stuff about him, that is your prerogative. But you look dumb when you say that, whoa, wait, I'm a fan. You're wasting your own time because you don't have to prove that or say that to anybody when it's not true. Take advice. You might be able to learn from this. You don't have to prove to anybody that you like Wilder.
I want to ask you this, man.
Yeah.
Jermell Charlo.
Yes, I'm not a big fan of him.
Why are you not a big fan, though?
Well, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
Because
why don't you like him?
Well, I don't like him. Well, I don't like his attitude. I don't like my attitude. It's not very good either.
Yeah, attitude's fine, man.
He thinks he's better than he is. He almost had you. Fury don't have any real fans. They hate Wilder. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Jermell Charlo. At first, I thought I liked him when he fought Charles, the future Atlee. But then I went back and looked at his title reign, and all these guys really couldn't take a shot. I thought Lubin was a good win. I thought he should have beat Harrison, right? Obviously, that was a soft touch. The Trout fight was horrible. You can't defend that, right? No reason to have that fight. He had just lost to Hurd. So I do think he is a bit inflated. And that last guy, Rosario, was no good, honestly.
Oh, come on, dude.
Rosario was totally no good, dude. Was no good whatsoever. We all know J-Rock can't take a punch. And Gallimore cleaned it.
It doesn't matter, though, about not taking a punch.
No.
Like, you either have it or you don't.
If you're getting a split decision with Jorge Cota, right?
Jorge Cota was a sacrificial lamb.
Jorge Cota is probably the worst ranked PBC fighter in the stable. He is absolute dog shit.
And sacrificial lamb.
Right, it was an opportunity.
Sacrificial lamb. He set up the rematch with Harrison. He did a good job of getting laid out. He paved the way for that rematch. And that rematch, Harrison was winning, but Jermell got
Harrison was winning the rematch.
I respect
again
Jermell.
His punch resistance, dude.
Well, that's just how it is.
I'm a Wilder fan, but I'm not as deluded as you, Ty.
Anything before
Century Snooker, you're living in a fantasy, motherfucker. Like real talk.
Anything before the butt is bullshit.
Right. Before. What about after? He said deluded is me. Nah, Snooker's definitely not there, dude.
Dude, Jermell Charlo's got to be undisputed.
Versus Castano or Teixeira?
I haven't watched either guy.
He can handle that division. But the thing is, when I don't like him, people are saying he's better than his brother, which is not true at all.
He's the best at 154.
But look at the best.
So what?
No, it is. You're easily
It's
triggered.
like,
Can
in a
you
way,
put an
in
E
a way.
next to that R, please?
Hmm?
He said, Ty, you're easily triggered. I said, could you put an E next to that R, please?
Man,
You don't have to even say you're a Wilder fan. I don't know why you go. He literally goes out of his way to lie about it, which is just confusing. But I'm delusional. He's the one who, in his head, made a fantasy that he's a Wilder fan, irregardless of the stuff coming out of his mouth.
a Wilder fan, eh?
And you don't have to be one. I don't know why you lie about it. It's like going to the store, right? And you're just trying to buy a bag of chips, but you're here trying to convince the cashier that you're a millionaire. What does that have to do with you buying the bag of chips? We know you're not one, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Question mark.
Question mark.
Right. Century Snooker can use that in his own life and think about the things he does. Bombs. I mean, what does you just literally wasted probably 5 seconds of your life typing that when you don't believe it?
Nah, he's trolling. Have you timed him out? You got to time him out. Now he's just,
I'll keep him around. I'm hoping he wakes up from this fantasy.
why don't
I
you
mean,
just say
it's
you
not
hate Wilder and that's it? I won't be offended.
Mr. Sheldon did it.
All right, he's out for like what, 5 minutes?
Probably he'll be back.
Well, yeah, he said oops. What the hell else did I put in this title? Hold on. Oh yeah, Kovalev.
Oh
Let's
yeah.
address that.
I think even if he were to fight, if that guy, that amateur, is as good as people are saying he is, he would have been able to beat him.
Don't worry about that. Let's throw this guy out the sport now.
Well, I mean,
Did Adonis Stevenson take drugs?
he's never been caught for taking them. I don't know
what
if
I
he
mean.
has or
Like,
not.
freaking, like, you know what I mean? Like that to me just says it all. Like, that fight was never going to get made. And then he ducked. And then fuck it. At the end of the day, kick this guy out of the sport. Get him out of here. This dude has absolutely no morals. This guy killed someone in the ring, man.
He has.
Like, maybe he was just juiced up in that fight as well. Like, what was it? Synthetic testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
What a fraud. Hey, like Coach Chris says, Fury's an effing fraud. Man, that shit is funny when he say that. He's like, he's a fraud. I'll beat him. I'll beat his ass. I had to keep the tradition. Yeah, it's tradition to do that. I mean, I don't know what that amateur is like though, Tyrone. Like, it's really like 6-0. I don't get much from 6-0. Oh, what the fuck is this?
Well, they were saying he's really good, so they're throwing him in there for a reason.
Wilder versus Charles Martin next, then Andy Ruiz Jr. as Fury faced Joshua, according to reports.
Huh.
Have a guess who uploaded this?
Counterpunch or
No,
Moonshine.
you don't watch that. You don't watch those guys.
Not really, but I see them on my thumbnails.
Oh, Yahoo Blue Blood uploaded it. Is he
Serious?
pissed? I wonder if he's pissed. Let me hear him. Hold on. Let me hear him talk about it.
And the venue obviously is going to more than likely be, but due to the fact that Alexander Povetkin tested positive, he was pulled and removed from the fight. So now it seems they're going into their rematch. I would much rather see Deontay Wilder face off against Alexander Usyk around March, and then face Dillian White later on in the year.
I just don't buy that though. He's a dangerous dude, man. You guys love these up and comers, don't you? But seriously. Ah. Tyrone,
Yeah.
what does Stormy say about what was it? I think it was about
But are these good fights though? Charles Martin. I like Charles Martin.
I like the guy as well. I just don't want to see that.
Right. I don't want to see anybody not named Fury.
I'm okay with seeing there's an exemption for one or two, okay? I wouldn't mind I'd like for no, I won't say it.
Go ahead.
No, I won't say it.
I'll probably be livid.
Nah. Who's this guy that just hold on a minute. Who's this guy? Yeah, I don't fuck that. I don't care about all that. No, I'm not gonna say it. It's an easy guess though, to be honest.
Kalnacki.
No.
Ortiz again, third time.
No.
It's a PBC guy.
No.
Usyk.
No.
Joshua.
That's one of them, but obviously instead of Fury, because that won't happen.
White.
Yeah.
Why?
The beef.
That ship has to be honest. I'm also going to put another one out here. He could have gotten rid of that guy a while ago if he really wanted to. That ship has sailed now.
I think it actually before the Povetkin fight, it would have made more sense. Now it doesn't actually. So you have a point there, yes. But
It's a goal. I helped some. I was hitting legs.
Yeah.
And I helped some guy hit a PR.
Mhm.
Right. Is your mic on?
My mic is on. But go ahead, Walter.
Tyrone.
Go ahead.
let him talk.
Go ahead. What do you need to say?
Yeah, what's it called? I helped some dude hit a PR. And then what's it called? He said I should hit a PR, and I didn't really feel like it. So I felt weak today too. So I did 225 for like 7. And I was just like,
Well, on bench or what?
On bench.
Okay.
And then he was like, hit a PR, right? And I was just like, I don't know. And then I ended up doing 275, a life and death. 275.
Didn't you hit 275 before?
Well, I could always do it. I just never
You could
hit
always
it.
do it. Yeah.
But this, I was gassed too. I hit. Keep in mind.
Watcher, you go ahead. I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah, that's Tyrone 2.0.
Yeah, that's my brother Marcus. Say what's up.
I was going to.
And I keep telling him to
How
stop
you
using
doing?
my middle name.
Okay.
Life and death. And it
Yeah,
went up.
because on my Instagram I use my middle name on there. I
Yeah.
can go into my genealogy later. I can explain it to you, but yeah, go ahead.
If you want. If you want.
And I was like, kind of went down. I just pushed.
Oh damn! All
Why
right,
do
nice
you
job.
plan to me out when he's never in the chat? I'm out. Yeah, fuck off then. That's fine. Come back another time, Sentry. Yeah. Yeah, we got none in the chat now, but that's okay. We had a lot before. Every time I put Wilder in the chat, Fury Wilder off, we got all the trolls come along. Oh, what's this? Let me see what this is. Hold on. Let me mute myself.
All right. Yeah, but go ahead with what you were saying, Watcher.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
see,
So
Dude, Tyrone,
now he's
you gotta
making
see
an
this
effort.
video.
Okay, let me explain this.
Hold
Right.
on, Tyrone. Before you do that, you gotta see this video.
Okay.
This was like 2 minutes ago. Put the volume up. So not so I can hear it, just so you can hear it.
Okay. I can't hear it. Hello?
You can't hear it?
No, I can't hear it.
You didn't see it?
I still can't hear it.
Hold on. Are you watching it?
No, it's not even up.
Oh, isn't it in the chat? It's in the chat.
1 second. 1 second here. I'll just watch it on my end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Watch it on your end.
Okay. What was that about?
I don't know what that was about. Like he like I thought it was a test or something.
Oh shoot. Anyway, I'll explain this genealogy. Say you
All
heard
right.
me come into my room and say my middle name Ahmed. So my mom is from Sudan, right?
Okay, yeah.
So that's her last name. And that's my middle name. So my dad is black and my mom is from Sudan. So that's why he comes in here saying that, because she always calls me by my middle name. Okay, chat. This has happened before. All right, continue.
So Sudanese? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That's East Africa?
Yep.
Yeah, man. You know, the area that I used to live near, had a lot of Sudanese people, and they're like so freaking tall, dude.
Those are people from South Sudan. They're like fucking dark as shit, and they're like tall as hell. Yeah, my mom's from well, it's Sudan now, but I guess to say northern back then.
I just got to send an email to someone.
Okay.
Yeah. I was with my mother, and she was like, she was like scared. She's like, man, like, she's like, they just look so tall, you know. And I'm like, yeah, you know, but like they got really good teeth.
Yeah,
Some of the South
it's
Sudanese
weird.
people. Yeah, because in the areas I've gone to, a lot of Ethiopians, a lot of Sudanese, South Sudanese. Who else? I can't remember, but yeah, those were the main ones, the main backgrounds. You know, when I went to that certain area. But that's interesting, man. That must be interesting. Like, do you know much of your background, like
Yeah, I can
Sudanese?
speak the language. I can speak
Oh,
Arabic.
you do?
Mm-hmm.
What about your father? Is your father the same, or is he?
No, he's black.
Okay, so
Black American from here.
oh, okay. Does he have Nigerian or anything?
No,
So he's just from. Okay, cool.
yeah, from the U.S. Yeah.
Say something in language then.
Oh shit.
Uh,
Shit. It's kind of awkward, but the normal one everybody hears is "Salaam alaikum," which means hi or peace, right? Alaikum assalam means bye, or well, that's the other part. Ma salama means bye. Kayf al-hal, like how are you? Things like that.
can you say Fury is a fraud?
Uh, uh, shoot. Let me think of it. Fury.
If you don't know, don't worry.
No, I'm trying to think of it. Fraud. I can say he's a liar.
All right, say that.
I can say he lies a lot. Fury because of Katir means he lies a lot. Fury because of that means he's a liar or he's lying. Things like that.
That's interesting, man. I can't really. Man, that video is weird.
Yeah.
What was that about?
What was the video?
video
with
just
Shawn,
now.
yeah.
The phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was about. Like middle finger, you're gonna die, and then that's it.
God, no, shit, I don't know.
Maybe something happened. Maybe he's heard the news about the fight.
I
You
think
never know.
he may have it.
Hmm.
He may have.
Yeah, maybe he's that pissed. Like, hold on, 78 is live. Let me see this.
Mm.
I don't watch 78. I actually don't watch him. And there's a certain person that visits these channels that just times me out and shit. So I'm not gonna bother going there and trying to participate in the chat if I'm just gonna get timed out by some dude that's just
Mhm.
just acting like an absolute fool. Oh, you see Keith Thurman? He went off on Bob Arum.
Yeah, I heard something about $1 million offer.
I've just gone back to the video. Mr. Shelton said, "That's not very nice." Laughing emojis. Man, that's crazy. You know what? Me and Blackstyle and do you know a channel, The Underrated Darkness?
Yeah, I've seen him come on. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a real good guy. Him and Blackstar, on Underrated's channel. I went there, and then me and Blackstar were on there, and we were just talking, and it was kind of just a rant. It was just a rant stream, so we just ranted about stuff in boxing, and we're ranting about Shawn Porter and the WBO situation with Crawford, and I'm like, man, he needs to press. You should have heard Blackstar, dude. It was hilarious. Like he was going, "What the fuck is going on, man?" Like he just pushed the mandatory and shit. It was that good, and really, that made me realize even more. That the community. It's good to be part of it. It's a good thing to.
Yeah, there's a lot of good brothers, man, in this community, and like people like Lawrence Williams, who knows, man, this guy is a boxing extraordinaire, knows everybody, follows everybody, doesn't matter what the weight class is.
Yeah.
And you've got a lot of historical people like scrapbook boxing. I mean, it's full of guys with. It might seem on, even though we do a lot of similar podcasts. We might seem like we have a similar opinion, but really, if we start doing different topics, you'll see how different the opinion is amongst other people.
Mm.
And that's the good thing, I think, is it should be a diverse opinion.
Yeah, I'm just thankful, because that made my day.
Yeah.
When I was on them, because Stormy also he went live boxing raps, and it was just unplanned. He went live. I think it was early in the morning for him.
Okay.
And over here it was like freaking 40 degrees almost, which is really high. Over there, you guys say it differently, but it was just hot as, and there was nothing to do. So I went on and I just talked with Stormy, and I talked with Focus Ball, and Stormy acknowledges that, it's like, it's brothers in the community. How he talks, and I'm like, yeah, man, we're all in this community, and it's just a good thing. It's a good level playing field,
Yeah, because like the fact of the matter is, like for pretty much all of us, we walk around surrounded by decafs.
Yeah.
Literally. Like there's nobody else we can talk boxing with. I can't talk to boxing with my family. I mean, they might know some fighters, but I mean, that's it. The first thing, most people know is Tyson or Ali. Ali is dead, and Tyson is doing celebrity. I don't care. I care about the boxing here and now. I'm sorry. They had their time, and I watch their fights back. I do. But it's sad that boxing isn't as big as it should be or once was. So we only really have each other in these communities, right, to fall back on to talk boxing with. It's another part of my life, honestly. Work out, go to school, play video games, work, whatever it is. But boxing will always be there to jump on here or jump on that. Because for a long time, I was watching boxing by myself. I would see videos or I'd go on forums, but I mean, it's not the same as being a part of a community.
Yeah, you get to share ideas and everything. You get to talk. You have a good talk about it. Today I had Ricky, Mike, Coach Chris,
Yeah,
IBT.
I wish I could have joined, but I was in that game.
That's fine, but we had a lot of people on. I've had Stormy on here before as well. It's a good thing, and I was watching an Ali interview the other day where it was promoting Rumble in the Jungle. He's talking about Big George. I'm gonna knock you out, and like that's priceless. That stuff, and it's. I'm glad that was around because I don't know what this modern era is gonna leave. I don't really know. Like a lot of divas, like I don't think a guy like Tiafimo is gonna leave a very good spot on the sport, in my opinion. And the whole thing with Devin Haney and shit, that to me is just a mess. Like straight up. I don't know about that. That to me is not a good situation. Dude, your brother sounds exactly like you.
Imagine he just has a deeper voice than I do, I think.
So he was watching the Campbell fight with you.
No, I watch all the fights by myself. I don't watch it with decafs, except if if I'm at school, like if I'm not doing it remote and I have a friend over that he's one decaf I trust. But my brother usually isn't interested. And even if he is, I usually want to watch by myself. So 9 times out of 10, I'm watching by myself. He watched it by himself too. He came downstairs when I asked him what he thought about it.
Yeah, he walked in as I was going off. Dude, I was so pissed. It's like he got up, dude, after 10.
Oh, dude, the moment he went down and then he looked at the I don't know where he looked up at, if the count or whatever it was, but he had that look on his face. I said, this guy's staying down. We both knew he was going to stay down. That's what annoyed me because he knew he could get up. and he said no. But that was the mindset he came into this fight with, even when it was signed.
The same thing.
I feel you, dude. I agree with you. This whole situation with Wilder, so crazy. I feel like I just went to a funeral, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. It leaves. You know that feeling you get when you're bored?
Mm,
It's like
yeah.
that a bit. You know? What was I going to say about that when Dubois went down? I'm like, you
I
gotta
knew
get
it.
up. I'm like,
And,
you know how, I don't know if you ever do this, like you rock in your chair a bit, like you kind of lean forward and you lean back and it's like, come on, you gotta get up. And like he gets up at after 10 and I'm like, no, you fucking quit. Well, Luke, that's a bit different to Luke, but Luke quit.
yeah.
Like, I'm like, get up. I go, come on, dude. I go, like, who backs away? Who backs away when you've got someone hurt that badly? I mean, it's on a plate for you. I don't get that shit. But man, I'll tell you what, Deshaun Thompson, yeah, I agree. Like
I agree, dude.
that fucking alarm's going off. I agree that, like it's affected them. It's affected her the hierarchy of Wilder fans, I'll tell you that. I mean, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what that's about. But yeah, I think we'll finish up here, man. I
Yep.
think we'll finish up. It was good having you guys on and everyone else on. And yeah, man, I gotta find out what's going on with the non because we talk about the documentaries he made. I was working with him on that, so I'll check up on him, see how he's doing and everything because I don't know what's going on. But yeah, man, you have yourself a good weekend.
Yep, man. You too. Yeah, and for everybody else in the chat, yeah, you guys have a good weekend as well, man. Thanks for having me on here, Watcher, and we'll probably be talking again, probably on WhatsApp or on another live, and pretty soon. So I'll be watching the UFC in the meanwhile, and yeah.
Yep, all good.
All right.
We'll finish up there. Peace.
Yeah, peace out.